I want to talk to you about business lines of credit for fair credit with no income proof. Okay, so if you are interested in that kind of funding program, here are the blocks I want you to really pay attention to. First of all, I want you to think about United Capital Source. So here is a wonderful business line of credit for fair credit with no income proof. Okay, so United Capital Source is a great lender that really acts real fast. Okay, they will approve you within 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours. Okay, and you are looking at the maximum $100,000. If you want to get a line of credit, a business line of credit through them, you can get $100,000 with no income proof. Now, if you want to add a little bit of income proof, they will bump you all the way to $1 million. So basically, they have their business line of credit for a fair credit go from 1,000 all the way to 1 million, but it stops at $100,000 if you do not want to provide proof of income. Okay, so that's really important to think about, and you get funded real fast within 24 to 48 hours. And in terms of fair credit, they will look at your application. If you have a minimum FICO score of 600, that's where they will start looking at your application. And the cool thing about United here is that they have all kinds of loan programs. So if for any reason you do not qualify for their business line of credit for fair credit, no income proof, they can actually set you up for other funding programs. For instance, they have merchant cash advance, they have SBA loans, they have business term loans, they have receivables invoice financing, they have equipment financing, and they have revenue-based business loans. So when you think about merchant cash advances, for instance, they will give you a maximum of $1 million. So it goes from 7,000 all the way to $1 million. You get funded within one or 2 days. So that's really good. You also have for SBA loans, it takes longer. It can take all the way to 12 weeks to actually qualify. But you can actually get a lot, 50,000 all the way to $10 million for business term loans and also receivable and invoicing financing. The financing happens within 1 to 3 business days. So that's pretty good. And if you want equipment financing, you're looking at 3 to 10 business days. And for revenue-based business loans, you are looking at 1 to 2 business days. So that's pretty good. If you want to have a business line of credit for fair credit with no income proof, I want you to think about Uplift. Uplift Capital is really a great lender. You are able to get a maximum, they will look at your application if you have a minimum FICO score of 625. 625. This is where you can really do business with Uplift Capital. And Uplift Capital actually will give you a maximum loan amount that depends on your revenue. So that's pretty good. They are flexible. They do not have a limit in terms of how much they can give you for the business line of credit. They will look at your financials and see what kind of now by financials, you do not have to provide, let's say, your actual P&L. You can provide projected P&L. So projected P&L or sales projection, they will look at that, and based on that, they will set a starting limit for your business line of credit. The cool thing about Uplift Capital is that so they'll start you at a FICO score that starts at 625. Okay, you do have a easy sign up, so you have a simple online application that you can complete within 5 minutes top, and you have a same day decision. So this is really good. So if you are approved, they will fund your loan within not your loan. This is a business line of credit. They will release the funds within 24 hours. Okay, so you have fast funding. So the funds are automatically deposited into your business account the moment you decide to move forward. Okay, and so when you think about the Uplift Capital, besides business lines of credit, you can also enjoy other funding program through them. Other funding programs through them. You have a MCA, so merchant cash advances. You also have business loans. Okay, so traditional business loans. Again, everything I'm telling you, those are unsecured, so you don't have to collateralize anything. Okay, so this is kind of cool. And so business loans, MCA, lines of credit, but everything, the amount you get through Uplift Capital depends on your revenue. But they have a maximum at $10 million. $10 million, that's the maximum they can give per applicant, per underwriting project. If you're looking for a business lines of credit for fair credit, no income proof, I want you to think about Biz to Credit this year. Biz to Credit is a wonderful lender, and Biz to Credit actually will look at the totality of your business, your sales projection. They're not asking for income proof in the traditional sense of things. Like they're not asking you to provide financial reports, financial statements. They're not asking you for your balance sheets, your income statements, your cash flow statements, or your statement of owner's equity. No, they'll look at your sales projections. Okay, they accept projected revenue. They will look at your past history, how long you have been in business. If you have electronic sales, they'll look at your electronic credit card statements to see where you are at. So it's all about having a holistic view of your business operationally, but also financially. And so Biz to Credit will give you a maximum business line of credit, a maximum of $1 million. $1 million, that's where you get through them with no proof of income, okay? Now, the only thing is that in terms of FICO score, basically Biz to Credit has a slightly higher FICO score minimum. They want you to be at 650. 650. On top of that, they have another requirements. Basically, they want you to be in business for at least 1 year before you apply for their funding program. Okay, but they're really fast. Once you're approved through once you provide all the paperwork, they will review your application within 24 hours, and they'll get back to you. They release the funds within 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours after that. So the whole turnaround could take somewhere from 1 to 3 business days. So that's really good, okay? But you have to have a business bank account to actually go through them. And you also need to create your Biz to Credit account to pre-qualify. That's really good because you can see how much you could qualify for, but you got to have that account first. And so some lenders want you to call them. Biz to Credit has actually focused on the model whereby a borrower will first register with them, will first give them their info before they move forward. So it is what it is, okay? If that works for you, not a problem. If you're looking for a business line of credit for fair credit, no income proof this year, I want you to think about Funding Circle. So Funding Circle is a fantastic business line of credit for a fair credit. They will look at your application if you have a FICO score that starts at 600. And with Funding Circle, you can actually qualify for business lines of credit up to $250,000, so $250,000. Okay, that's really good. And this lender is pretty interesting. I mean, pretty good in the sense that there are no prepayment fees. There are no other fees, except there are no origination fees. By the way, I mean some lenders they charge you like origination fees, but they do not charge you. There is no monthly maintenance fee. There is no cost to apply through Funding Circle. Okay. And the draw fees are typical for most products, and most lenders charge fees for late payments. So basically, Funding Circle will charge you a fee or a fees for late payments. So you do not want to have that anywhere, okay? That's something to really think about. Now, one thing I want to say here is that when you think about a business line of credit through a Funding Circle, you have the possibility to get maximum $250,000, minimum FICO score 600. And so you can be funded within 24 hours. Again, that's really fast. That's really good, okay? Because if you need the cash real fast, if you need the cash in an emergency, Funding Circle could be the right lender for you. Now, maybe you want more. Maybe you want more cash, not $250,000, but you want $500,000 or $1 million for that matter. Then you have to go to another lender because Funding Circle is not going to go above that. Now, to apply through Funding Circle, if you want to apply for a business line of credit, fair credit through Funding Circle, you basically first want to check your eligibility. So you want to go through the pre-qualification pre-qual process, and it takes about 3 minutes, okay? They do have a streamlined process that makes it easy to discover the right financing options for your business at no cost or obligations and with no effect to your personal credit score. This is a pre-qual, okay? And after that, they will assign someone to you. They'll assign what they call a dedicated account manager. So that's basically the person who will follow up with you, will ask you to provide more documentation. And once you've uploaded your documents, Your account manager will reach out directly to discuss your financing needs and funding options. Okay, and you can be approved within 24 to 48 hours. Okay, now once you are approved for and accept the offer, they will finalize the processing of your loan, and you may start making draws on the line of credit as soon as possible. So that's really great. If you're looking for a business line of credit for fair credit with no income proof, I want you to think about a pretty interesting lender, Order.co. And Order.co has a pretty interesting business model in terms of, let's say, the lending model. Okay, you are able to access thousands of dollars in capital with fees starting as low as 2%, and you can pay Order.co back on a mutually agreed upon schedule that works for both them and actually in your business too. So you don't have a traditional lender here. You have let's say an alternative funding program. Okay, you can unlock capital advances of up to $500,000, net terms for all purchases and virtual cards with Order.co. Okay, and so you can spend at your discretion from renovations to inventory. You have a wide range of payback schedules to fit any schedule need. You have approval in as little as 4 business days and minimal paperwork required. If you have a FICO score of 600, basically Order.co will work with you, not a problem. You have no surprise fees, no long waits, and no warrants, no hassle. So that's really cool. So you have a lot of possibilities with Order.co, for instance. But primarily we are speaking about capital advances. Okay, we are speaking about capital advances, so it's very important to let's say specify that. So you are able to purchase. You can use the capital advances to purchase heavy machinery. You can expand to new locations. You can take advantage of early pay discounts. You can purchase inventory on sale, so that's really good. You can buy supplies in bulk. You can actually fund construction materials. You can spread out capital expenditures, and you can also fund marketing campaigns. Okay, so that's really good. And you can also get more time to pay any vendor on the Order.co platform. So you never really scramble to organize payments or negotiate terms again. You can take advantage of an extra 30, 45, or 60 days to pay. You have universal payment terms for any vendors you choose, and no disruption to pre-negotiated terms with specific vendors. So that's really fantastic. If you're looking for a business line of credit for fair credit, no income proof, I want you to think about Idea Financial. So Idea Financial is really a great line of credit that really can approve you up to $275,000. They want you to have a FICO score minimum of 575. 575. So credit limits of up to $275,000. The good thing is that to actually start the process, you can apply online. They do not have a pre-approval though, so you can actually apply online, or you can call the company directly. And my advice to you is to contact the company directly and ask all questions beforehand. So the number is 855-900-7838. Let me repeat that. So 855-900-7838. That's the number you have to call if you're interested in having a business line of credit for fair credit, no income proof through Idea Financial. And so you can use the cash for anything you want. I mean, you can take control of your working capital. You can expand your business. You can open new locations. You can purchase equipment and inventory. So that's really good. And so one thing for sure, your funds are available on demand from their online customer portal. You can withdraw funds at any time, and every draw you make restarts your repayment period. Okay, you pay only for what you use from your credit limits. You replenish available credit after every payment, and you get low payments with repayment terms of up to 18 months. And so it's 18 months. So basically, the process restarts, if you will, every 18 months. So they will be monitoring your account to see how things are going for you, and so that's really what it is. And also, one thing I want to say is that with Idea Financial, the good thing is that there are no origination fees. There are no prepayment penalties. So that's really good because a lot of alternative lenders, they charge you origination fees on business lines of credit or even business loans for that matter. So, and with Idea Financial, you have a quick application process and approval process also. You can apply in minute. You save time with their fast, cost-free application process. That's really good. And you are able to get approved today. Okay, they offer some of the best working capital solutions, and you are able to get funds as soon as possible. So that's really great. If you're looking for a business line of credit for fair credit, no income proof, I want you to think about Headway Capital this year. Headway Capital is really, really good in terms of transparency. Okay, you have a transparent lender. Okay, not a lot of lenders in this space are transparent, but basically, Headway Capital is very transparent. The only thing is that their business line of credit is maximum $100,000. They do not go beyond that, which is $100,000. That's really the lowest on all the list that I give you today. Okay, but hey, listen, it is what it is. You get up to $100,000 business line of credit. That's really good. And the repayment term, you have 12, 18, or 24 months. So basically, you can tap into that business line of credit and pay. You don't pay as you go, but you pay at specific intervals, specific time intervals. So that's 12 months, 18 months, or 24 months. Okay. So basically, you do not have also the pre-qual. There's no pre-qualification process through Headway Capital. Once you go through the process, they will check your credit, and they want you to have a credit score of 600 minimum. Okay, they'll check your credit right away. There's a hard pull right away. Okay, and but the good thing is your Headway Capital line of credit is available to you 24/7, 365, with funds deposited in your account by the next business day. Okay, and that's really good. You have a very transparent process. That's really good. The APR is around 7 to 17%. Okay, that's really what you have to say. But yeah, there is no soft pull. So you fill out their quick online application in minutes to check eligibility for a line of credit up to $100,000, and they will ask for information like your time in business, your annual gross revenue, and purpose for funds. And they actually take a holistic view of your business and evaluate your application differently than a bank would. So that's really good. In terms of annual revenue, they want your business to have a minimum annual revenue of $50,000. Okay, $50,000, and they actually also they are not in all 50 states. So make sure that you actually check that aspect of things before. So that's why when you actually go to the website, they will let you know whether or not the state where you are at, they actually serve that state. And also, they want you to be in business for at least 1 year. So if you are a startup, you're not going to qualify for funding through a Headway Capital. So at least 1 year before you apply you apply for a business line of credit for fair credit, no income proof with Headway Capital. Now, when I say a minimum revenue of $50,000, that can be estimated, that can be projected, not a problem. So the bottom line here is in today's conversation, I spoke to you about business lines of credit for fair credit, no income proof. And so I gave you the blocks, and now the bottom line, the blocks, the business lines of credits. You have United Capital Source, Uplift Capital, Biz to Credit, Funding Circle, Order.co, Idea Financial, and Headway Capital. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.